You talk bad about my team, you must be a clown. This is Keek on the mic, so you know you better bear down. Bear down. Bear down.
Hey, what's going on, Bears fans? Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Keek on the Mic, the podcast all about the Chicago Bears. Like always, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Today on Keek on the Mic, I have a really interesting topic for you guys that as the report out of Chicago is that Justin Fields defends his receivers from the ongoing criticism that they have been getting from not only Bears fans, but from the national media. During an interview on Bleacher Report, Justin Fields defended his new receiving corps and thinks they have more than enough ability to have success this season. This is what he had to say. We don't have an Odell Beckham Jr. or a Cooper Kupp on our team, but at the end of the day, I think if everybody is on their P's and Q's and we're on top of everything and not making mistakes, the players we have right now are good enough, he told Bleacher Report in an exclusive interview. The front office thinks that too. The fans outside of the facility, they don't know what's going on at practice. Just because we don't have a big name guy doesn't mean those guys aren't talented. I have plenty of confidence in myself and my teammates that we're going to get the job done. I love this statement from Justin Fields. This statement from Fields serves as a reminder of how self-confident he is in his abilities and in his football team around him. He believes, obviously, in his own ability so much that he feels that he can help others elevate their game, which is that's what the great quarterbacks do. They make everyone around them better. For example, think about what Tom Brady was able to do in the 2000s with the New England Patriots. No one would claim that receiving core as an elite group, right? But Tom Brady made everyone around him better. He elevated his game. He worked his ass off and made everyone around him better. And that's exactly what Justin Fields thinks he can do with the receiving core he has in Chicago this season. And you have to love the confidence from our young quarterback. That's what we're looking for. He knows that he has a lot on his shoulders. He knows that he's the franchise guy. He knows that Chicago is desperately in need of a quarterback. We've been looking for a quarterback for years. And he is trying to come in and fix that and take the Chicago Bears all the way for the first time since 1985, right? It's been a long time coming, and Justin Fields has enough confidence in himself and in his players that Ryan Poles has added, and he's just ready to get the work. He has his head down, he is grinding, and he is ready to elevate his game and elevate the players' game around him. So, obviously, when you look at the Bears receivers, right, on paper, Darnell Mooney, Byron Pringle, Velus Jones, Dante Pettis, Tajay Sharp, and Daz Newsome, etc., etc., and it may not look the best on paper. I'll be straight up honest. On paper, it doesn't look like these guys have the best track record, and that most of the time is true. When you look at the production of some of these guys, maybe outside of Darnell Mooney, these guys don't have the best track record, right? They don't have a lot of production or stats on paper, right? But these receivers in these new scheme could have a whole lot of potential. They have the speed, right? They have the versatility to be used in different ways in this new scheme that Luke Getsy is bringing over to Chicago. And with that, I feel like Justin Fields and optimistic Bears fans feel that these players have potential. And we all have to realize that as long as Justin Fields can elevate his game, I am super confident that he can elevate the players around him as well. And that's not only including the wide receivers. That's including the offensive line. That's including Cole Kmet and the tight ends, right? That's including the running backs and David Montgomery and Khalil Herbert. That's just the whole entirety of the offense. If Justin Fields can take his game to the next level under this new scheme led by Luke Getsy, I think we should see a much improved offense for the Chicago Bears. So overall, these comments by Justin Fields continues to show his leadership and his willingness to lead these group of guys and just have trust in him that he will take the next step. And obviously, his first priority, like I just mentioned, as a quarterback is to be the leader of this football team, to be that franchise guy, right? His job is to pump everybody up, right? Get them to believe in him. And he knows that defending these guys on a platform where he knows that they're going to see his remarks on these guys, he feels like by him doing that they're going to play hard for him, right? On Sundays, they're going to go out and compete at the highest level as possible just because they believe in him. And that's another thing. If Justin Fields can take his game to the next level, those guys will play hard for him. Obviously, if you guys have heard what Justin Fields has said, he has a really close relationship with Darnell Mooney. He's excited to build on that, the little success that they had last season. And I think Darnell Mooney and Justin Fields in particular have something really, really special. And that's going to help Darnell Mooney hopefully take his game to the next level and be that wide receiver number one that most Bears fans feel that he is. So if these guys can give their best and just have that faith in Justin Fields, which I think they do, obviously we added a lot of guys, like I mentioned, that may not have a lot of production on paper, but they're here to compete, here to get that second or third opportunity, right? For most of these guys, this is it. This is the last opportunity that they're going to get in the NFL. So they're going to come and compete for this offense and play hard for Justin Fields because they believe in Justin Fields' ability. So once again, no, most of them don't have an established track record, right? But like I already mentioned, Justin Fields has the confidence that he can help elevate their play. And so do I. I have the ultimate confidence in Justin Fields. I feel like he's going to take a huge step in year two as the Chicago Bears starting quarterback. And by that, I think the players around him will also elevate their game as well. So, like always, I'm super excited to see the final product. Obviously, there's a lot of Bears fans and a lot of the national media just rushing, right, on the final conclusion, just trying to guess, like, oh, this offense is going to suck. We have to be patient. It's a work in progress. It's still early in the OTA process. We haven't hit training camp quite yet. Let training camp go through. Let the preseason go through. And then once we hit the regular season, then let's start judging the progress from there. But overall, I'm super excited to see the final product and see if this offense can take the next level. But at this moment, as an optimistic Bears fan and myself, I am super excited to see what happens this season for the Chicago Bears offense. So, like always, let me ask you guys this. Are you guys confident that Justin Fields can elevate the receivers' play this season? I'm confident that he can do it, but let me know what you think down below in the comment section. But before I let you guys go, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms, and make sure you share this episode of Geek on the Mic with every single Bears fan that you know. But other than that, I'll be back for an all-new Bears podcast right here on Geek on the Mic. Thanks, guys, and bear down.
You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't Geek on the Mic. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't Geek on the Mic. You can go and subscribe, cause I be on the